It's been pretty cool, especially here at the facility. Getting to know my teammates, trying to earn their respect and earn their trust. Getting to know the coaches, getting to know all the people that make this organization go, like the people that work in the cafeteria, the media relations team, the janitors, and the people that work in the front office. So it's just getting to know everybody, introducing myself to everybody. That's how it's been.
Sean said this morning that he's been trying to put himself around you, guys like you, Roger Saffold, as much as possible. What have those conversations been like with Sean since you've gotten here and gotten to know him a little bit?
Oh, with Coach McDermott? Yeah. Oh, it's been great. Honestly, my very first conversation with Coach McDermott, it was one that made me come here. I was a believer in Coach McDermott. Like right when I flew here, I was still on the fence about coming to Buffalo, just to be honest. But when I talked to Coach McDermott, and I just felt his authenticity. I felt that he was genuine. I felt that he was real, and I felt like that was a coach that I want to play for. So, being around him, I'm learning stuff. He's learning stuff from me. I really just pay everything that I've learned before me forward. Like, everything I learned around Peyton Manning and DeMarcus Ware and Coach Kubiak and Coach Fangio and all the great defensive coordinators, Coach Woods, everything that I learned from all these guys, I just pay it forward to the players and coaches. That's all I'm doing. It's nothing coming from me. It's just everything that I've heard from great players and great coaches around me.
Well, given where you've been and the success you've had in your career and the organizations you've been with, based on your experience here so far, how would you compare this program, the interaction with the coaches, that sort of thing, compared to other places?
Oh, I mean, you can't really compare it. It's kind of like, having a third kid. It's you love them all the same. Of course, you love your first kid. It's your firstborn, and you got another kid that you won a Super Bowl with as well. You love them too, and then you hear you got a new kid that's as talented as any other kid that I have, and you love them the same. So it's just it's all love. Every team is different, but the similarities that each team has had is just in the locker room. All great teams are player driven, and we got a great roster of guys, great leaders in the locker room, and that's the parallel from all the teams that I've been on before.
Did you pay any special attention to your three teammates out in Las Vegas there, or give them a little side dish of stuff, or was it all up and up a fair?
Oh, you talking about Aaron Donald and Cooper Kupp and them?
And that's Bash.
Oh, I was like, yeah, they got paid. Yeah, congrats. Yeah, they got paid. Congrats, my guys. Yeah, I did tell them that. But yeah, AJ and AJ and Boogie and Greg, we all went to the Pass Rush Summit, and I call it the summit. I call it the summit and not the clinic because it's not a place where I go and I just everybody listen to Vaughn. It's a summit of all the great players in the league, all the great pass rushers in the league, and it's just a space that I created that we all make go. And I've always been a fan of just being around great players, being around great talent, and success leaves clues. And we have a lot of successful pass rushers there, the Pass Rush Summit, Chandler Jones, Max Crosby, all these guys, Justin Houston, all these guys came. And I just feel like success leaves clues. And whenever you get complacent, I feel like that's when you go downhill. Each and every year I try to learn something. It doesn't matter if I got 200 sacks. I'm trying to get 201 sacks. So I feel like being around the young guys, they refresh me. Being around the guys that have been doing it a long time, I can kind of sharpen the knife around those guys. And it's just a great space where we can all get better.
Is that a coincidence that you mentioned 200? Because 201 is the record.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, Bruce Smith, Bruce Smith, that's part of the reason why I came here as well, to be a part of this culture, to really be a part of his legacy. And, 201 is the record. 201 is the goal for sure.
Speaking of that, Bruce and Reggie both played well into their 30s at a very high level. Like, I know that's one thing how you feel, but also do you look at that and say, I can do this for a while if I maintain how I train and all that?
Honestly, I just take what God will give me, I talk to young guys all day. They ask me, how do you do it? I'm like, bro, I honestly do everything that you possibly can do to keep your body fresh. Whenever I leave here at the facility, the rest of my day is getting ready for the next day, whether that's massages, nutrition, whether that's getting acupuncture, cold tub, cryo. You know, it's 2022 and we got so many different things that can help us recover. I'm doing them all. You know, I'm doing them all, trying to get an edge and trying to recover as fast as I can. And you know, that's been my secret. You know, I don't really compare, you know, myself to other guys' careers and, you know, what they do. And honestly, DeMarcus is probably the only one. You know, DeMarcus played 12 years, you know, 138 sacks. I need 23 more, but that's the only guy. That's really the only guy, and that's because that's my brother, you know. And but everybody else, I just try to stay in my lane, just try to stay focused, try to just stay prayed up, and I just take whatever God to give me.
Don, going back to the young guys, you know, specifically with Greg, what have you seen from him, working with him as you're trying to, you know, pass along some, you know, pointers, tips, things like that? Just what have you seen from Greg working with him so far?
It's just like polishing a diamond. You know, you really don't have to, you know, change his. To me, I really don't try to change guys. I just try to really see what they're thinking. I just try to really see their approach and see their mindset. You know, because we're all different players. But one thing that we can really bounce off each other is our mindset. You know, and I give him my mindset. I give him my view of things, and hopefully he can learn from that. That's all the Pass for Summit is. It's not a place where we can go change guys. It's just, you know, we can just bounce off each other, kind of sharpen the knife. And that's what I do with G. You know, he's big, tall, rangy. I could never, you know, play the game the way he plays the game. You know, but when it comes to mindset and, you know, the things that I can control, those are the ideas that we bounce off each other.
How important is it for those guys to play to their potential this year and those 3 young Bulls that you took to the summit?
Yeah, it's important. You know, each and every year you want to take jumps. You want to continue to evolve in the league. I'm going into year 12. And I'm still evolving. I'm still trying to get better. And you got to do that as a young guy, too. You can't stay the same. You can't make the same mistake all the time. You know, you get one, you know, and then you got to get better at it. And that's really all I've been trying to preach to these guys. And as long as they keep, you know, elevating and keep evolving, man, the sky's the limit for all those guys because they all have the physical ability. They all have the drive. They all want to do it. It's just, you know, just continue to evolve.
All dog can learn new tricks.
Yeah, I learn to do tricks every day. Every day.
How have you been grasping the defense yourself? Obviously, something that's new for you.
It's new, but I'm a fan of the game. You know, I'm a fan of football. This is my life. This is what I do better than anything else in the world. So I'm a fan of football. I've been in a lot of schemes. You know, I played in a lot of defenses, so I'm familiar with what we're trying to do here. I just got to get the terminology in line with the technique. You know, the terminology on how I'm supposed to do it. I know how to do everything in any defense. I just got to get the terminology right, and it's a learning process, and it's a transition, of course. But I feel like with the coaches that we have and, you know, my want to, you know, really learn the defense, I feel like we'll be able to get it done.
With all of the...
As you were standing there listening to Josh, what were your impressions of this? And how much does the inclusiveness that in which he speaks of, he speaks of you, he mentions the O-line, he speaks of this, and just what his answers are, how much do they speak to maybe re-emphasize or remind you of some of the guys who get it?
Yeah. Just the great quarterbacks, you know, I don't want to compare guys, but all the great quarterbacks, they just have this aura about them. You know, they just have this I won't even call it a leadership quality. They just have this aura about them, this energy about them, that they're able to lead grown men. And you know, Josh is one of those guys. He does it in his own way. You know, I've been around Peyton Manning and, you know, Matthew Stafford and, you know, all of these great quarterbacks. And, you know, Josh is a great quarterback too, and the sky's the limit for him. Huge reason why I came here. I'm a huge believer in Josh Allen and what we're doing with the Bills. And I wanted to be a part of it. And being here close up to Josh, you know, it's you know, everything that you see on TV, everything that you've heard about is real. You know, he's down to earth. He's a great guy. He's pretty good at golf. You know, I don't know why Brady takes so much shots at him. You know, I think he might be threatening a little bit, huh? He might be threatening a little bit, and that just speaks to you know, the type of player that Josh is, man. And you know, I'm excited to be here. I'm excited to be his teammate, and I'm excited to see how far we can push this team.
Peyton once called you the best athlete he's ever played with.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. What if you weren't a football player? You were playing other sports. Like what would you be doing? Be athletics in another area?
You know, football has been my life. You know, and I've been here for 12 years, and I can't even, like, you know, speculate, you know, doing anything else. This has been my dream since pre-K, when they ask you, like, what do you want to do when you grow up? I want to play in the National Football League. That was me. And, you know, I never thought I would be a defensive end. I always thought I'd be like a quarterback, or just imagine me playing quarterback, the same Von Miller I am today. Same personality. You just take the 5 off, or you take the 8 off. Oh, that's 58. You just take the 4 off, or you take the 0 off, and I'm number 4. You know, I definitely can think I could be a quarterback or something, especially in today's league, you know, where it's you're scrambling around, throwing the ball. You know, those are some of my strengths. So if I wasn't rushing the passer, I would probably say I'd be a quarterback or something like that.
Gonna tell that to
What you were just saying about learning the defense. You know, you've been a part of a pretty significant rebuild here of the defensive line. You know, Tim and DeQuan and Shaq Lawson, Jordan Phillips, are all new pieces. Does it help that you guys are kind of all in this together as new guys in this scheme?
I think it helps. I think it helps where we're at in our careers. You know, if we all came in when we were rookies, it's still a learning process that we have. You know, all of these guys have been the guy somewhere else, and we all know how to be. We all know how to make it work, especially pass rush wise, especially in our room on the D line. We know how to make it work. We know each other's strengths. Even my short time here, you know, I know these guys. These guys know me. I'm a fan of football. I knew all of these guys before I had even came to the Buffalo Bills. So I know their strengths. They know mine, and it's just a gelling process. It feels just like when I came to the Rams, you know, and being with, you know, Aaron Donald and Greg Gaines. I've been a fan of those guys before I had came to the Rams, and you get there with them, and it's just, you know, it just works. You know, you don't have to sit down and talk and have meetings, and you don't have to pull guys to side and get stuff straight. It just works, and that's just a testament to the type of guys that we have in the locker room here.
Obviously, you guys need to be on the same page, you know, as a 4-man rush. Is there any substitute for just on-field reps of doing that? Or?
Yeah. Repetition is the father of learning. You know, even though we have a great rapport, you know, you still got to put in the work. You still got to go out there and, you know, have trial and errors. You got to try things. You know, some stuff might work, some stuff might not work, and you just got to learn each other. And that's all we're doing right now.
You talk about the first 2 Super Bowl babies. What makes this baby Super Bowl caliber?
I'm not even gonna talk about the team. I think it starts with the fans. We got some of the best fans in the league. We got Super Bowl fans, and we want to go out there and we want to play the best that we possibly can, you know, to make, you know, BILLS Mafia proud. We're here in the indoor practice facility, and we got all of these AFC championships up here and not one Super Bowl. You know, it's an expectation from this franchise. It's an expectation from this fan base, and that's why I came here. I could have just, you know, stayed in LA and just rode off into the sunset and just, you know, rushed with Aaron Donald and, you know, pile up sacks. But, you know, I wasn't content. You know, I wasn't content where I was at. I still wanted more. And, you know, to come here selfishly and be the only guy to ever win 3 Super Bowls with 3 different teams, you know, that's what I want. This organization wants a Super Bowl. It's a win-win for both, you know, for both sides. And, yeah, I just want to be a part of something special. This is a special team. You know, they're right on the edge, and I just wanted to be that last drop to, you know, overflow these guys, man, because BILLS Mafia has been waiting for it. You know, Buffalo's been waiting for it, and it'll be crazy if we can go out there and get it done.